Have a seat. Have a seat. I would highly suggest that if you are thinking about working with Jay Fizzette, that you go for San Francisco. I know it's a little bit of a bump to get there, but attending his event in Calgary, or if you have to wait till Calgary, September for sure, but attending his event was literally life-changing for me. I wouldn't have met Rochelle. I wouldn't be here today. So you want to listen to this guy over here and follow the information and contact him. How are we all doing right now? Doing good? Yeah, we still have some energy here. Everybody stand up, please. I know. Stand up again. Okay, shake your arms, shake your legs, shake your body, jump up and down for a second. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, say, hell yeah! Hell yeah! There you go. Have a seat, please. Thank you so much. We're going to get a little tired after lunch and get those lunch sleepies going on. So we have so much content to talk about. Are you guys enjoying yourselves so far today? Yeah, is it informative? I know we're like I said, Jay said, a fire hose of content and information coming at you. Once again, don't worry about having it all sink in. Have some the key points sink in. Like if you take like 5 key points away from today, you're gonna be way ahead of the curve, because I know from being a LinkedIn trainer for the last 7 years that 99.999% of the population out there is doing nothing with LinkedIn at all. So if you guys do something with LinkedIn over here, you'll be way ahead of the game. You'll get all the leads. You know, I always do posts on LinkedIn on a regular basis where I say to people, if you're not on LinkedIn, your competitors are, and they're stealing all your leads. So if you guys can be really, after we do this workshop, really be on LinkedIn in a big way, you'll get so much value and you know, marketing and lead generation from it. So we're going to be talking about growing your network, why it's important, how to grow your network, hitting the magic number, because LinkedIn does put restrictions on you in some ways, how to invite someone to connect. Should I connect with people you don't know? How to grow your network outside people you don't know? Should you invite some people you don't know? Who should you add to your network on LinkedIn? Using LinkedIn Search and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And I'm going to go slowly if possible. You can tell I'm a little bit excited about this being my first workshop in a while. But if you have questions at all, once again, and then we're going to have a really big Q&A session at the very, very end. So please, if I don't answer your question now or I can't get to you right now, write your questions in the back of your manual, and at the very end, we'll answer all your questions for you, okay? Sound good? Okay, let's go here. So, here's that person. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's pretty focused. But here's that person, Bridget. So find her on LinkedIn right now. Go to your LinkedIn search bar, type in her name, and then as you scroll down, look at all her posts and articles. See, it says see all activity, okay? And the reason I want you to do this is because when I saw the amount of people following her, yeah, Bridget, her last name is Hyacinth. Hyacinth. And she's in Trinidad and Tobago. And I want you to really, really pay attention to the first arrow over here. Right over here. Okay? Followers. People following her. From all the videos and great content she's been posting on LinkedIn, 2.3 million people following her. Million people following her. That means when she posts an article or a post on LinkedIn, she's got tons of eyeballs. And I see her on a regular basis. She's an HR person. People hire her now from all over the world and pay her some pretty big kahuna bucks to do so, to speak about HR topics and hiring and firing and bullying and everything else you can possibly think of. That one post she had, I don't know if you can see the numbers there, but she had 14,944 likes and 1,000 comments. And that was just when I actually just did the screenshot of her. Probably she has like double now. That's when it first came out. Yes? Okay, it is, I'll spell it for you. It's Hyacinth. Bridget. Bridgette. Yeah, Brigeette, no D. You're right. Okay? And, you know, when I talked to before, Rochelle and I talked before about figuring out what to post, and I think Jackie said over here about posting stuff on content on LinkedIn, not getting a lot of engagement.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said that there's more engagement on other social media platforms.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of engagement,
Yeah.
huge following, but it's
Like comments and things, right?
different
Yeah.
than the engagement that you would get on Facebook or Instagram.
For sure. But some people are getting massive engagement on LinkedIn. And so what I want you to think about for a second is when you go to your feed next time and you see someone who's getting massive engagement on LinkedIn, they got tons of comments and tons of likes, go to the profile. See what the profile looks like, see what they're posting about, what the articles are about, see if they're making videos, right, on LinkedIn. What are their videos about? How are the videos done? Right, as opposed to just doing, you know, simple promotional videos. I saw one lady named Shay Rowbottom on LinkedIn. I follow her. She actually messaged me on LinkedIn a while ago to say hi to me. And, you know, great content. Just great fun videos. She's making like fun stuff to watch, right? But informational also. So you think about, you know, what are you posting on LinkedIn? And what are you doing on LinkedIn yourself? Ways of growing your network on LinkedIn. One thing you can do to go to LinkedIn is you can import emails into LinkedIn, and you can send those people a message by email saying, hey, I'm on LinkedIn, join me on my network. The way you do that is you go to your, what is it? I'll actually show you here. Let me show you on LinkedIn. Now we got the PowerPoint thing working over here. Screen. Where is the, not full screen here. Control taskbar, here it is. Okay, great. So, once again, Jay has given me permission to use his program because I'm doing some stuff on Navigator later on. There. So you're going to go on to your, oh Jay, look at this marijuana thing on your front page here. Go to the odds. You're going to go to this icon over here, which is your network. You're going to click on that. And I'm not sure why it's not showing full screen here. That's what, go to the side over here. And you're going to go to My Connections here on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to go to More Options right over here. Everybody can see my screen, yeah? Okay, More Options. And then on LinkedIn here, this is where you get to the page. Obviously, it's the import contacts page, but you can do a import. You tell you how old LinkedIn is. They have AOL on there still, but you can upload a CSV file. On the right-hand side, the little up arrow there, you can put in emails. You can go to your AOL. Why they have that still, I don't know. Probably because Microsoft has something to do with it, probably. You can go to Outlook, Yahoo, and you can go to Gmail. So those are all ways of possibly importing your connections and contacts to grow your network. And all of you probably have a good database on your email server. It's just a matter of leveraging that and bringing people in. So. Yeah. Okay, so once again, I went to this icon here, which is My Connections, my network. Okay, right here. Clicked on that one. Clicked on My Connections over here on the left-hand side. Oh, so am I? Sorry. See it now? Okay, great. Then, because it's not full screen here, on the right-hand side, More Options right over here. That's how I got to that page. And then you can use anything you want to do as far as importing your connections here.
Have we imported our list?
No, we have not yet. No. So what do we have? Two of these running here. I'm not sure which one it is here. Probably this one here. Download, it's not download, it's upload. Yeah, upload is the icon on the right-hand side. Has a little up arrow. You may have to slide your whole screen over if it's not showing the full screen. It's this icon over here. This is the upload icon. Right over here. Okay? That's one way of doing it. To add people to your profile, you can go to the Who's Viewed My Profile section. You can check. And once again, I'll just share my screen with you again. I'll go back over here. Hopefully you can see me. And let me go here. So here, your connections. Where's my, who viewed my profile? LinkedIn's always changing things on me. No, that's not it. Yeah. Oh, here it is, from home, that's right. Here it is. So who's viewed your profile right here? There it is, right there. Thank you so much. So why is who's viewed your profile really, really important? And also you can see how many people are viewing your profile and whether it's gone up or down or not. So once again, from the home page, left-hand side, who's viewed my profile right over here? No, that's on everybody's. It is on everybody's, but to be able to see all the people who view your profile, you got my premium, yes. Okay? But everybody has it, but it only shows you, I think, the first 6 or 8 people if you have the regular unpaid LinkedIn membership. So I recommend everybody buy premium because who's viewed your profile is who is interested in talking to you possibly. And you can go onto that profile and you can add you can do a connection request. So I can just click on anybody I want to over here. I click on Kurt. He's viewed your profile from a workshop probably over here, right? And you know, for me, I send them a customized message on LinkedIn saying, hey, I saw you on my profile. I was wondering if we could possibly talk at some point in time or anything I could possibly do to help you out with, right? So who's viewed your profile is extremely important because these are people who, for some reason, either they found you accidentally or they found you on purpose. They wanted to go on your profile for some reason. So reach out to them. There's a great source of lead generation on your profile from this part over here. Come on, work for me here, technology. Oh, wait, now I'm stuck here. Where my mouse go to? Where my little mouse go to here? There, I can see my bottom screen now. Hate when the mouse disappears on this here. There it is. Come on, get off there. One more time here. Okay, this is just see if I can get over here for some reason. No. Sorry guys, I'm just stuck on the screen here. I'm not sure why my mouse isn't showing up all of a sudden, but it's giving me this happy dance over here. Try one more time here. So I'm gonna turn PowerPoint off altogether for a second and then turn it back on again, okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go here. What happens when we have 2 PowerPoints open at the same time? Okay. I was going to get from the very beginning, just go run through these slides here. Give me 1 second, okay? Let me get to the slide faster here, find the show here. And just go down, 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 down. Where are we here? We're almost there. There we go. Okay. Let's go from here. Sorry about that. Okay, so adding people on your profile who look at your profile, very, very important. I'll show you how to do that a second ago. So who do I invite? As someone could wave your magic wand over your head and you could find 100 new customers today, what would be the key phrase you type in LinkedIn on the top left search bar to find these people? So once again, think of LinkedIn like Google. What are you going to do to find your target market on LinkedIn? Either by key phrase, by industry, right? Where are they located in? So on LinkedIn, there's a bunch of filters that you can use, and I'll show you that in a second. What is the professional job title of the person you normally would contact first? What is the professional job title of the person who signs the contract? I've had many clients come to me in the past and currently who tell me they're looking for this person when actually the person who signs the contract makes this decision in the company is someone totally different. So you really got to think about, well, who is my target market? And where do they live on LinkedIn? And what location are they in? And what is their professional job title? And what is their industry? And we'll talk about Sales Navigator later on, because the LinkedIn, regular LinkedIn, if you don't have Sales Navigator as a membership, has only a certain amount of filters. And the filtering on Sales Navigator is much more expanded. So you have maybe, you know, for instance, if you're looking for someone in Alberta, you have 3 locations. You have Calgary, Edmonton, and Alberta as the whole province. But on Sales Navigator, you have like Airdrie and you have Medicine Hat and all those other things. So it's really, really important you can know what you're looking for. What is the company revenue they make? Is it a certain company or previous company they worked for? And a brand new filter, what is the service they provide? So we're going to do a client avatar exercise. Okay, so in your work manuals, go to page 28, please. Because most of my clients I talk to have never, ever done this, and some of you might have done this already, possibly, but you haven't done it for a long time. Knowing who your clientele is extremely important. I'm going to take some time right now to figure out who my client is. Where do they live? What part of the world are they in? What is their professional job title? What are the key phrases on their profile? What is the company size? What is the company revenue? So on Sales Navigator, you even have things like company revenue. So if, let's say, your sweet spot for hiring, working with certain companies is the company makes between $1 and $3 million, on Sales Navigator, you can get there. On regular LinkedIn, unfortunately, you can't. And also, very, very important, how many of you have thought about this? When someone asks you who your clientele is, you say everybody, right? And it's very, very important. If you say everybody, you get nobody at all. So you really got to niche in on LinkedIn to figure out who exactly is your target market. So let's say you're targeting dentists, but really, you have a product for dentists who do a lot of work with children. So you want to look at pediatric dentists on LinkedIn, right? So figure out who your target is. So we're going to do the avatar exercise. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer these questions. Then you're going to turn and get to people in your group. And this time, I'm not sure how hard this would be to do. I'm sure your laptops are all charged up. I want everybody to switch tables and sit with people they never sat with beforehand, all right? So everybody up right now. Set up with your laptops. Everybody get up. Come on, up, fast. And I want you to move somewhere else in the room and sit with people you never sat with beforehand. Go. Take your laptops, take your work booklets, nothing else, just laptops and work booklets. And don't worry about your power cords, just unplug your laptop if yours charged up enough right now, and move around. And part of this event is networking and meeting people who you never met with beforehand. No power cords. Laptop only, no power cords. Because you've been doing actual searches on LinkedIn with your laptop. So grab your laptop, unplug your power cord, and move somewhere else. Or stay where you are, Sue, and people come to you. Introduce yourselves to each other.
Everyone will be able to go back to their seats afterwards, so that's why you don't have to take your cords. It's just a short switch of tables.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, quiet please, quiet please. So, once again, you're going to first think about, do it on your own without help from the group at all, who is your target market? And the things you're going to think about is, where do they live? What is their professional job title? Remember, these guys who actually hire you and sign the paycheck, or the ones who hire you and get someone else sign a paycheck for you, but they hire you in the first place, all right? So go. Think about who they are, where they live, what their professional job title is. Are they the manager, or the CEO, or the owner of the company? Yeah. 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 Exactly. So you're going to figure out who your target market is for about a few minutes. And then you're going to go around the table and tell people what you do and share with them who you think your target market is and get feedback from them also of possibly who else you could possibly target on LinkedIn as far as your target market. Okay? Make sense? Anybody questions at all about that? Okay, go ahead. So you're going to first do it yourself and figure out who your target market is, who you think your target market is, and then you're going to go through the group afterwards and tell people what you do, and they're going to tell you and give you ideas of possibly who else you could target on LinkedIn as far as getting new clients as well.
How much time should everyone spend on themselves?
Yeah, so we're going to spend about maybe 5 minutes on yourself, and then once 5 minutes, we'll tell you when 5 minutes is up, and then we'll tell you to go around the table at 2.5 minutes each. And we'll tell you each time to switch, all right?
Just go back and go.
And also think about who your current clients are, right? Think about the clients you've had over the last 12 months. Who were they? Where were they? Were they all in Calgary? Were they other parts of the world? What was their professional headline on their LinkedIn profile? And think about this also. If you don't know, start asking. Collect data on your clients. Who are they? Are they married? Are they single? Do they have kids? Right? For later on, for creating your avatar.
Okay, we've had about 5 minutes to do that now, so go ahead and start chatting in your table and go one by one. And I will let you guys know when 2.5 minutes is up so that you guys can switch members of your table. Let's get it going loud in here. Okay, guys, if you haven't already, switch peeps. I know it feels fast, but time to switch people again. Yeah.
Have it on and you might, right.
Okay, guys, time to switch people again. It's like speed dating. Okay, guys, so one more switch at the table.
wrapping up here.
All right, everyone. Has everyone gone through everyone on their tables? Okay, so if we're going to keep on going, let's make sure to switch people. Make sure to switch.
How are you guys doing? Need more time still? More time? One more person? Okay, keep on going. Hey, Joe. When your table is done, someone raise your hand. If your table is done, going around, raise your hand, somebody. You guys are done? Okay. Okay, 60 seconds left. 60 seconds left. Okay, everybody wrap it up, please. And pay attention to the screen in front of you. I'm going to go over some of the filtering and targeting things on LinkedIn to teach you guys how to do it.
Do we move back to our?
No, just stay where you are for a minute. Okay, just stay where you are. Don't move back again right now. So here is the regular LinkedIn. Shh. Here's the regular LinkedIn. Okay, watch the screen, please. The first thing I'll talk about is connections, what connections mean. I'm going to go over this later on another slide, but I'm going to talk to you about it right now because that's what you guys are doing right now is trying to find your perfect client on LinkedIn. First connections. So the way I got here actually was this here. Yeah, it's not about that. So the first thing I did, I put a key phrase in LinkedIn. In this case, the word owner. Then I clicked on search. I refreshed this page. And then I clicked on all filters. So try doing that right now. Put a key phrase in LinkedIn in the top navigational search bar. And then it'll refresh the page and click on all filters. It goes to this page here. And from here, you have all the regular, non-premium LinkedIn filters. Okay, watch again here. LinkedIn search bar. Type in a phrase. Press enter or click on the search bar, the magnifying glass button. Then all filters right over here. And it pops up as a secondary menu. First connections are the people you're already connected to. Second connections are all your first connections. Third connections are all your first connections, second connections. Make sense? So if you and I, let's say, Sue, are connected, all your first connections are my second connections. All your second connections are my third connections. Make sense, everybody? Everybody questions about that? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Okay. Okay, next thing is you can put in the filter connections of. So let's say the connections of, let's say put Sue's name in there and press apply. Next thing is also the locations. And once again, if I'm targeting, let's say Alberta, you can see there's Alberta, there's Calgary, and there's Edmonton. And on regular LinkedIn, the free version, that's all there is. There's no Red Deer, there's no Grand Prairie, no Medicine Hat, nothing at all. Okay? Once you figure out where the people are located, then you want to come down here to the current company they work with. If you're looking for people in a certain company, we'll talk about that later on, how to get there. Or the past company they work with. And the next thing is the industries. Sometimes because the way the LinkedIn filters work and all the industries aren't presented to you right away easily, I type the letter A in there. And as you can see, the whole drop-down menu comes down here. And then you can see all the A's. But they're not even alphabetical as far as all the B's are not in there. How they do this here, I don't know. But you can type in the letter B now, and you can see all the B's that come in there. Type in C, and once again, it's not all alphabetical. Those I's are all in order. Okay? Once you figure out the industry that they're in, then you can scroll down even further and type in the profile language. And as you can see, LinkedIn's very limited with only, five different languages on the front page in the regular LinkedIn. The schools I went to, contact interests. And this is a brand new filter I haven't really seen on LinkedIn very much beforehand, but you see once again, very limited, unfortunately. The services they provide, once again, the services on your profile might be there, might not be there. It's a brand new filter, just came out. But one of the most important ones I want to talk about is the title, the professional job title. So if you type in, let's say you're looking for, IT person. And then you go back to all the filters. Well, that's the job section here. We'll use the drop-down menu again. So all of a sudden, you're going on here, and you can see all this other thing, LinkedIn features date posted for content. Click on the people filter first. Okay, that'll get you back to the right place. Right there, top here. And now make sure you find people in the IT industry. And as you can see, why LinkedIn decided to do it this way, I don't know. It's very confusing. People don't find it very often. But once you click on the people filter, it also creates a drop-down where you have all these filters also. But usually when we're dealing with people, the people on you want to talk to, we're usually using the people filters as opposed to content companies, schools, or groups. Then I go to all filters again. And here is where I put the professional job title. Let's say I want the CEO of the company. Click on apply. And as you can see, we have 735,000 results of people who are the owners of companies in the IT industry. And I want you to really think about this for a second. LinkedIn now has over 640 million people on it. If you're using LinkedIn for marketing and for lead generation, literally you have a never-ending stream of leads. If you're targeting the owners of IT companies and you had 735,000 results, how long would it take you to get through all those people? Probably the lifetime basically, right? And remember, it's growing exponentially as we go on. So you can basically find anybody you want to, in any industry you want to, in any part of the world you want to. And for those of us like myself who work with clients all over the world, this was one of the reasons I chose LinkedIn to really niche into, because I thought, you know what? I can get all these people in the USA. And when the dollar went par, I was like, boo. But now the dollar's back up to 30 points again. And all my U.S. clients I have who hire me on a regular basis, I'm getting a 30% bump on my paycheck, which is phenomenal. Next thing you want to think about is, and we'll talk about more about Sales Navigator, but here's Sales Navigator. And I also want to show you an example. Here's the same thing. Owner. I spell it right? No, I think I put my glasses on here, sorry. Yeah, 1 R. There it goes. Owner. Yeah, for those of us who wear glasses, you know what I'm talking about. 20 million results for owner across the world in LinkedIn. Once again, a never, ever ending stream of leads. Pardon me? Yeah. And look at geography. I can put in Airdrie. Now my glasses on, I can spell it properly, hopefully. But Airdrie, Alberta is there, where it wasn't on regular LinkedIn. So the filters on Sales Navigator are like probably, 10 times as strong. So if you're thinking about doing real marketing lead generation, I highly recommend you buy Sales Navigator as an ongoing membership. We'll talk about premium memberships later on. But also on Sales Navigator, look at this over here. Search for accounts. And this means basically companies. Drop-down menu. I clicked on the advanced search over here. And now, look at this one here. This is really exciting. Annual revenue. So I can go to Canadian funds or U.S. funds, Canadian funds, let's say, and it's in the millions already. So let's say $1 to $3 million. And search. So I'm looking for companies on LinkedIn in the $1 to $3 million range, and then I can filter it by the industry, by the key phrase, by everything you want to. And once I find them, I can go to this, right-click on Meyer, open link, new tab. And by the way, when I'm doing my searches on LinkedIn, I always usually go to open link, new tab, because how many of us have been on a website where you go around that rabbit hole clicking on links and you can't get back to the page you were on? Very frustrating. So I do this. Now, let's say I want to look at the decision makers on LinkedIn. You have this one over here. But the decision makers sometimes aren't the right people you want to talk to still. So what I usually do is I go to Sales Navigator, I right-click on employees and see all the employees in the company that are on LinkedIn. And it takes me back to the filters I want to use, which is, once again, finding the VP or the owner, title, VP, Vice President, all the drop-down menus come in there, have VP in the name, and go back up here again. So there you go. That's how that part works. Any questions at all about filtering on LinkedIn? We're going to go over it more in detail later on. But any questions about why I just did it all? Yes, no? Okay. Okay, so how do you connect with someone on LinkedIn? So everybody go to somebody on LinkedIn they don't know it all. They're not connected to, not connected to. I'm not going to actually do it, but I just want to show you. So find this type of the word Bob or Dave on LinkedIn, and then click on someone's profile name. But don't actually do nothing at all yet. And once you're there, everybody raise your hand when you're there. So type in any name on LinkedIn, and then click on anybody at all you're not connected to at all. You don't know from hole in the ground. And tell me, are you everybody there now? Okay, great. So then, and actually it won't happen at all. You're not going to connect with them or send them an invitation yet. Click on the connect button at the top of their profile, and it'll ask you, do you want to add a customized message to it? Pardon me? Yeah, so you here have a, so more. Click the more button here. And, oh, no, you're already connected to them already. So someone you're not connected to. Yeah. So it's really, really important. If you're going to send someone, a prospect, a connection request, always, always, always send a customized message.
What do you say?
We're going to go over that in a second, but something you can say is, hi Dave, hi Bob. I saw you on LinkedIn. I'm expanding my professional network on LinkedIn. I sure like to get connected to you. I think we could do some business together. Something very simple. But, and we'll talk about this as we go along here, no pitch. All right? Raise your hand in the air if you've ever received a connection request, and the second you said yes, they try to sell you something. Raise your hand in the air, please. Okay? And do you buy from them? No. Why? Just shout it out.
Salespeople.
Well, hell, salespeople. What else? Yeah, what else though? You don't know them at all. There's no connection at all. There's no connection to the person at all. So it's very, very important. When I do my LinkedIn lead generation program, which you all got a brochure for in the booklet over there, I always, 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 never, ever, ever send a message in the beginning that pitches. The whole idea for inviting someone on LinkedIn to become a client, hopefully later on, for marketing and lead generation, is to send them a message and find out more about them first, right? The same way, what would you want someone to do for you? Ask you how you are, how your day's going, what's happening in your business life. And I got sample scripts for you. I got everything for you here. So very, very important though, right? The thing is, send them a customized message with zero pitch. Okay? I've seen people do this on a regular basis, and they always say to me, oh, hey, Al, I thank you for accepting my connection request on LinkedIn. By the way, I have these services here. Want to buy from me? And it's like, I don't even know who you are even. I even wrote an article on LinkedIn. If you Google, just type on LinkedIn in the search bar, stop trying to get me into bed in the first date. Right? Because the LinkedIn marketing is like dating, basically. So it's very, very important that you don't do that. Organic reach. So once again, let's say your target market is business owners. Here's exactly what you do. Either using the free version of LinkedIn or the premium memberships like Sales Navigator, first figure out who you're targeting, and you're going to use key phrases like business owner, president, or some other phrase that accurately represents the target market. Go to LinkedIn, use more filters like industry, title, location, how they know you, and then we talked about first connections, second connections, third connections. Okay, and here's all the different things you can do on. Now, once you put in the filters on LinkedIn and you click on search, it'll show up like this. And the great thing about this is you can use these little buttons here where it says Calgary or construction or connections. You can click on that menu, which is a drop-down menu, as opposed to going into the master LinkedIn search filters again. You can just use those filters again afterwards. It'll be a drop-down menu. You can change the filters, change the location. When I'm doing my LinkedIn lead generation program for my clients, at the very, very top in the search bar where the website address is, I usually collect that information as far as the search information, because I can go back to it again. And I call this a search string. Write it down, please. It's called a search string. A search string is when you do a search on LinkedIn, you apply all your filters, and at the very, very end, the website address of that search is unique every single time, and you can save it somewhere, because let's say you use it and you find a great number of people, and you want to figure out how you did that, you can go back to it again, click on exactly the same information as far as that website address, and just change a couple of filters and find more of the same people and somewhere else, like Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, anywhere in the USA, anywhere in the world basically. But you want to make sure you save that information usually in a Word doc or something else that can support links. So you can just click on the link again, opens up on your LinkedIn, and Bob's your uncle, you're done, you're there already. And you change a couple of filters or parameters, because if you found people who are engaged with you and buy from you, there might be more of those people and somewhere else in the world who do the same thing. So we talked about all the LinkedIn filters and how important they are to use. So when people come to me also on LinkedIn and they say, oh, I have this, huge market on LinkedIn. So raise your hand if you have 1,000 connections on LinkedIn. 2,000, keep your hand raised if you have 2,000 connections. 3,000 connections. 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 connections. Raise your hand still. 10,000 connections. So let me ask you, okay, 10,000 connection girls, stand up for a second.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I know what you're
Yeah, you do. So how many of those connections have you ever spoken to on the phone out of 10,000? Pardon me?
My VA does it. Oh,
Your VA does it. On your phone. Have you personally talked to on the phone? Out of your big number. Well, how many people are there, first of all?
17,000.
17,000, right. Okay, so how many people actually talk to the phone ever?
On the phone, it's about more who's in my network.
Right, but how many people of the 17,000 talk to the phone? 20, 30, 40, 50?
Period of time.
Ever?
Ever?
Yeah.
Probably, I would say I've probably talked to personally, it's my personal database, I'd say about 5,000.
5,000, really, that's really high. Most people I talk to, thank you very much, Jackie, people I've talked to on the phone and talked to as far as my clients go, I've only talked to like 50 or 60. And let me ask you guys, out of those people on LinkedIn you have on your network as far as your first connections, when's the last time you messaged them? Like never, right? So it's really, really important that you are strategic about the people you get to be on your profile on LinkedIn as far as your first connections, because LinkedIn gives you a limit, and the magic number is 30,000. And 30,000 might sound like a lot of people, but guess what? She's already passed halfway there, and she's only talked to 5,000 people. And it's very, very important that you're strategic along the way. I would say for the first 1,000, anybody at all, just to build your network up, because when you have anybody on your LinkedIn profile, as far as who you can find and who will find you, that broadens your database. But as you move forward from the first 1,000, really, really important and strategic, you find the people that will actually build you up and help you. And my thing is, I have a rule of 3 on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if it's in your manual as far as the actual slide goes. But really, really important. If it's not in the manual, is it the manual? Is it the actual, this slide in the manual here? Just looking there for a second. Anybody see it there? If it's not, write down the rule of 3 anyways. The rule of 3 says, will they ever be my client? Will they ever be someone who refers clients to me? And lastly, will they be somebody I do something with off of LinkedIn as opposed to being a client or referring client to me that might want to keep them as a joint venture partner? If they don't fall in that category of 3, get rid of them. Disconnect from them. Remove the connection, because they're basically dead weight in your LinkedIn profile, and that's it. They're going to help you at all. They're going to see your stuff at all, usually. Never hire you in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, no problem at all. So the first one is, will they ever be my client? The next one is, will they ever refer clients to me? And the last one is, will I ever do something with them, either on LinkedIn or off LinkedIn, ever in the whole world, ever you think of a possibility? If they're not, then those 3 categories, get rid of them. And the way you get rid of them is you go to their profile, you click on the More button, which is the very top of the profile, and you click on Remove Connection. So I had a whole bunch of connections from other parts of the world that when I first started doing this LinkedIn thing for myself, from like China, wherever, I just got rid of them all. So it's very, very important, because eventually, as you go through and cycle through your account, eventually, hopefully, you'll get up to 30,000. Because what does that number give you? Reach. Right? It gives you reach that people will see your posts, see your activity, see your articles, and you can talk to them. So be strategic when you add connections to your LinkedIn if you're not past 1,000 already. Yes?
How do you get to 2 million? Can you give us an example?
2 million followers. So those weren't connections, those were followers. And so LinkedIn has two types of connections: people who follow you and people who are your direct connections. And the way you get followers on LinkedIn is by posting great content on a regular basis. So I used to see that Bridget lady on LinkedIn, this is 4 or 5 years ago, posting these great articles and videos, heartfelt stuff about bullying. I remember one article where she got like 5,000 comments on. It was a story about a person who was applying for a position at her company, and the HR person doing the hiring, the guy came in an hour late, was soaking wet. It was like a storm outside. And the person in the HR company, there's a whole story about it on LinkedIn, was like, oh, I'm going to get this person to leave. They're not going to even interview them. They're an hour late. They're soaking wet. And she stepped aside and talked to the person and said, wait a minute. Do you realize what's happening out there? And do you realize they actually got here for the job and had the intestinal fortitude to actually get up here and do it, as opposed to going, oh, screw this, it's terrible outside. I'm in the rain, my car. So the guy's car broke down. He had to actually walk or run like 2 miles to get there, and that's why it was an hour late. And so they ended up hiring this guy Employee of the Year afterwards. And this whole story about, how to do that. So, these heartfelt stories I keep on talking to you about in videos, super important. Talk about the things that are important in your life. Talk about the things that have shaped you to become the person you are today. Not only the good stuff, the bad stuff also. I post that stuff on LinkedIn all the time myself, and I'm going to be doing more of it. I just bought a whole ton of video equipment for myself, like a selfie stand for my iPhone, and I had a little remote clicker, and I bought a thing called a smart mic for myself to get great sound when I'm doing my videos. But I'm just going to do like very, very simple videos for myself. But I'm going to start posting more content and talking about it and putting some like really heartfelt music in the background. So if you don't have all this stuff for yourself, think about getting it. My total investment is like a couple $100 for doing it myself, or hire somebody. You guys do the videos over there. Hire someone to do it for you. But, make sure you're posting that content on a regular basis. Be careful, though, about sending too many connection requests to people who don't know you, because there's a downside to it also that you got to be careful about. If people start clicking on, especially if you're using any kind of automation, there's automation software programs on LinkedIn you can use for automating things. But if you do it too aggressively, LinkedIn will slap you down and you'll be burned in hell. Right? So they could either put you on a restriction where you need someone's email address to send them an invitation request, or they could temporarily suspend your account and send you a little email saying you're connecting people you don't know at all, which really, to me, is really amazing, because you think about it for a second. You think that people, or people managing your account for you. You think Reid Hoffman or Bill Gates are managing their own LinkedIn account and doing all their posting and things themselves personally. They're at their computers and doing it themselves. No, they're not. Right? So it's really, really, you got to be careful and strategic. I would say, as far as inviting people and sending out invitation requests, don't send any more than about 100 a day, maximum. And that might seem like a lot, but it's LinkedIn's a numbers game also. So on my program for my clients and my service, we send out about 50 a day to the right people, but we're very strategic on what we're sending as far as the messaging for them. And I'll talk about messaging in a second here. And we talked about, people sending you connection requests and then trying to sell you something afterwards. A high-performing LinkedIn message has 4-part structure. So a brief rapport-building introduction. So once again, hi there. I saw your profile on LinkedIn. It looks amazing. I would love to be part of your network. I think we can do some great things together. Thank you, Alan. That's it. No pitch, zero sales. And then after you talk to them and they accept your connection request, then you can outline the value and benefits you offer, but once again, not in a sales way. So you don't say, hey, I do, LinkedIn lead generation or marketing, you want to buy from me? I would say to them, hey, I do LinkedIn lead generation or marketing. I have some great tips and information for your profile that I'd love to give you free of charge if you're open to it. So what can you do to serve them? As Jay said, can you go first, right? Proof that your offer is genuine, and then a clear and concise call to action. So once they respond to you with something, say, hey, love to jump on a call with you if you're open to it, right? So once again, zero pitch, zero pitch, zero pitch. Don't sell too quickly. No one will ever care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's very, very important. For overall value, don't use your connection message to explain how old and prestigious your company is. Use your connection message to tell them that you can help them out or you can provide value to them free of charge. So there's so many things you can do, and we're going to talk about that in scripting a little while here. So here's an example. What's happening with you nowadays, right? I see you're in city or industry. What's happening with that? Actually scan their profile. So people who usually send you a connection message or doing things that really pitch you on a connection message or afterwards have never even looked at your profile even. So make sure that you're on the profile of the person you want to be connected to for a second. See what they're doing, what kind of articles they're writing about. The more you know about them, the more you know about your client avatar, the better. And once you've had a few messages back and forth, then you can sell them on the idea of taking one step in the direction of becoming a customer. For most people, that means speaking on the phone, giving people compelling and risk-free benefits to give you a few minutes of their time. Hey, I noticed something I can help you with out there. I have an idea for your profile. I have an idea for your company. I have an idea for you. Other things I've done beforehand is saying, hey, I'm writing an article on LinkedIn about your industry. I would love to get your feedback. Would you be open to a phone call? So ideas like that. Once again, value, value, value. And if you don't do this, you're probably going to burn that lead before you can get to them even. And that's really, I've seen so many people burn leads on a regular basis. Always be personal. The more you can show you've taken a genuine personal interest in someone, the better. Always scan their profile, figure out their qualifications, their interests, their experience. Talk to them about family matters. Hey, I saw you on your profile. I say you do, stuff with kids. I was wondering, I have a couple of kids. How many kids do you have, right? That's things like, if you go to a networking meeting, are you going to shake someone's hand and say, hey, Sue, it's a pleasure to meet you. Want to buy my services? No. What would you normally say to them, right? How would you speak to someone if you were talking to them in person? What questions would you ask if you're asking people in person and getting to know them at a networking meeting? And think about this for a second. This is going to make you noodle. LinkedIn is the biggest networking meeting in the world, and it's going on 24/7, and you can be in your jammies in your home office or on your laptop watching TV and talk to people all over the world. It gives you worldwide reach that we didn't have even 10, 15 years ago. And that's pretty amazing considering what's happened in the world with technology and what Jay was talking about. Ladies, think about marketing on LinkedIn like dating. If you're a guy and you like a girl, you probably wouldn't ask her to go to bed with you on the very first date. Maybe some of you guys would, but hopefully you wouldn't, right? Ladies, think about the reverse. When someone has asked you on a date and they convince you to go out with them, what do they say to you, right? What questions do they ask from you? How were they with you, right? And once again, do they show you the value and how they cared about you as a person before they actually ask you something like going on a date, right? It's very, very important that you do that for yourself. And if you do the ask too quickly, once again, you're going to blow it. You have to show compassion and caring the same way that someone before asked you to become a customer, they really want to know. So, think about that. For you become a client for somebody else, what has caused you to become a client for somebody else? right? What questions do they ask you? How do they show you care? Because we all have heard the terminology, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So how do you show to people that you like them, or they can like you, know you, and trust you, right? And the things you know how to do on LinkedIn, besides just the messaging, is once again providing value. How do you provide the value? By posting great content on a regular basis, content that actually trains people to do things or solves a problem for free. So here's some sample scripting. I have more scripting in the back, and if you contact me after the workshop, I'll be able to give you more scripting than this. So, hi, prospect name, and also, this is really big. Write this down in your binders, because this is something I see on a regular basis. Spell the person's name correctly. I'm not Alan, A-L-A-N. I'm not Alan, A-L-L-E-N. I'm Alan, A-L-L-A-N. And if you get my name wrong, you're done. So make sure you pay attention to spelling the prospect's name properly. Hi, Robert. I'm making an effort to expand my network of IT CEOs here on LinkedIn, Calgary. Would you be open to connecting, right? Don't say, hey, I want to add you to my professional network and that's all, right? Would you be open to it? Give them the choice, right? Are you open to that? Does it sound reasonable to you? That sounds fair, doesn't it? Right? Those kind of comments and questions. Once they accept your connection request, send them a thank you follow-up message within 24 hours if you can. If you're on, whatever, your vacation in Mexico and you can't do that, that's fine. Also, everybody have the LinkedIn app on their phone? Raise your hands. Everybody not have LinkedIn app, raise your hands. Okay? Get the LinkedIn app on your phone, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone to an appointment. I'm sitting in the doctor's office with nothing to do but read a magazine. I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll connect with people I know or don't know, and I'll respond to messages I have on LinkedIn on a regular basis because I have a LinkedIn app in the palm of my hand. And LinkedIn even also, now I want to talk a lot about the app today. There's just so much content to cover, but LinkedIn actually on the app only has the ability of booking an appointment with somebody. There's a little plus button on the app version of LinkedIn. When you get to a person's profile and you want to book a meeting with them, you can go into your thing there and you can book a meeting with them, and it usually ties into your phone's calendar, which is pretty amazing. And so I just wonder why LinkedIn doesn't have the same features on the regular version, on the mobile version. They don't, though. So you can do some pretty amazing things with LinkedIn app. The big takeaway from that is actually get it. Example of a message: thank you for connecting with me. Let me know if I can help out, perhaps by introducing you to somebody in my network. If you see anything on my interest on my profile, please feel free to reach out. Okay? Cheers, Alan. So, once again, there's zero pitch in there. I'm not even mentioning my company or my company name or what my services go. I'm just saying thank you very much, the same way you would in a regular situation. Don't try to sell people before they know you. So, what we're going to do now is an exercise, and you can stay where you are if you want to, or you can change seats again if you want to. It's up to you guys. Okay? On page 35 of your manual, go to page 35, please. We're going to work on some sample scripts of things you possibly could say. It's going to be a total of 50 minutes altogether. And then we're going to time you afterwards, because we want to share your scripts on LinkedIn, and everybody at your table is going to give you feedback on what you possibly could say to people, all right? So the first thing you got to do, once again, on page 35, is write some ideas, even bullet point form, of things you possibly could say to people on LinkedIn. Once again, reverse engineer in your mind, what would you say to somebody in a networking group like this over here, as far as getting to know you as a new client? Okay, so go ahead now and write down some stuff on paper, and we'll do a share in a few minutes, all right?